What's going on, guys? It's Screech here, and we are back once again with another deck profile. Again, we've just finished locals, and this time we have won. We have came first place at our locals this week with Mekknight Invoked. Old Faithful for me, a deck that started my success at locals, if you would like. This is probably the deck that I won locals with first and the most. It's probably the first competitive deck that I built. Obviously, it's changed over the years. I built this on release of what set of the Mekk? Extreme Force. So that was what 2018, 19, 19, 20, something like that. Quite a while ago. These boys have been out for a while, and Alistair's been out for it feels like LOB format, and he's still not banned. But we digress. So deck profile time. Extra inside we'll talk about later. We'll throw these over here. We'll talk about the card by card choice and once again mention the prices of them. We always mention the cheapest prices of them, so we'll start with 3 Alistair the Invokers. Probably pick a playset of these up for about £2 to £3. You'll pick up the maximum gold ones or maybe the super ones. We obviously have the secret ones because we are ballers like that. If you've ever played the deck, you know what it does. This thing is going to search your invocation and then be linked off to help make your Mekkaba. You're going to be able to pick up a full Mekknight core for probably around about £30 to £50. Only ever came in the 2 rarities, Megatin Secret Rare and Extreme Force Secret Rare. So 3 copies of purple, 2 copies of blue, and we actually opted for a much bigger Mekknight lineup than normal. We played the indigo, red, and yellow this time. Purple banishes to search. He's the only one that does that. Blue search is equal to the number of cards in the column. Yellow is your spell and trap removal. Red is your monster removal. Indigo is your shifty boy to move others to help extend plays. Again, you'll probably pick this core up for £30 to £50. This deck is slightly more budget than last week's deck, which is a lot worse than this deck, but is still a very fun deck, and you should check that out. Not really much to say. That's the Mekknight lineup, that's the Invoke lineup, and literally that is the deck. From there, once you have this engine, you're free to put whatever you want in. So we opted for some hand traps. 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 copies of Ghost Bell were our sort of hand traps of choice. We also opted to play 1 copy of Effect Veiler, and wow, that is hella glary. We'll place him over here so he's not as glary. 1 copy of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is not good this format, but it is part of a very specific combo that I play in pretty much every deck now, and we'll also play in this deck. Effect Veiler is pretty good for that reason alone. Bell's very good this format, can easily change to Crow, Meister, anything like that. Ash is probably the best generic card in the format as well. That rounds up those hand traps of ours. We did also opt to play 3 copies of Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. We'll be changing this, although this is the easiest one to beat over. We'll be changing this for the Wind Kaiju because there's a certain person at my locals that keeps playing Bird up, and I keep getting paired against him. Did beat him this week, thanks to some other cards, but just having access to the Wind Kaiju instead of this in this format is probably a little bit better. Your hand traps, quick price check. You'll get a playset of Bells for a £5, not the secrets, of course. Veiler you'll pick up for £1, and you'll pick up a playset of Ashes for about 20-25 quid. Gamma Seals you'll pick up for maybe a £5, £10 at most for the playset. I do like to mention the prices of cards because people who want to maybe build this deck will watch this deck profile and other deck profiles. Just gives them an idea of the price if they are looking for it. To round up the monsters, we are playing the Dragoon Engine, Red Eyes, Black Dragon, Dark Magician, and we're also playing Trickstar Corabane, which we will get onto later in the video. 2-3 quid. Again, can pick these up for bulk prices of no more than £1 for them both. Dragoon Engine self-explanatory. Corabane is actually a extender and a light target for Mekkaba, which we will get onto now. Terraforming will search your field spells. Magical Meltdown is your main field spell you want to see straight away. This is your go-to field spell that you must have. This is searching this. This searches your Alistair. Alistair searches your Invocation. We are also running Trickstar Light Stage. So, ideally, in the ideal world, you want to open these. This is the ideal hand. We actually have not resolved Light Stage once today. I just didn't need to, basically. We only came up against one control variant today. Yeah, okay, Bird Up is control. Like, one spell and trap heavy control variant, which was Numeron Guru in the final, which we did beat 2-1. Ideally, in the open world, this is what you want to open. You'd Meltdown, Alistair, Invocation, Mekknight, and then Light Stage would be your extender to allow you to combo off. We will explain this combo a little bit more after of what I can do with this and this alone. This alone will end up making stuff like Mekknight access code, along with if you have a few other things engraved. 3 Forbidden Droplets, 3 Lightning Storms. Best going second removal, outs, everything that you pretty much can need in the form of spell and traps. This card is absolutely bonkers. Might be getting reprinted apparently in the recent leak that came out for not Maximum Gold. Goes from the past, but I think it's fake. And then to round it up, 2 Invocations, Feather Duster in the main, and Fusion. And we also opted to play 1 World Legacy Secrets. You are a blind second deck, but that doesn't stop you from being able to make Mekknight locks. We are playing a slightly bigger Mekknight engine. You don't want to be relying on just seeing the Invoked. Honestly, today, I can't actually remember how many times I made Mekknight, but it's not as many as you are going to think. I probably made Mekknight less than 3 or 4 times. What this deck tended to do for me could just be an off day. Alistair and trying to make Mekknight forced out all of the hand traps, along with like lightning storms and droplets. It forced out all the hand traps, all the negates, all the everything, which left me to then freely special summon Mekknights to extend into plays like access code, which is here, and some other stuff in the extra deck. But that, like I said, it could have just been a little bit of an off day. So that rounds up the main deck, 40 in the main. We'll go over the extra and side real quick. Pop this up here, just in the camera shot. Double Mekknight, the only invoked card I made today. Like I said, did only make it about 2 or 3 times. We did, however, do run 2 other ones. Invoked Guades, very good card, and as well Invoked Purgatrio to help OTK. This is the standard lineup. Did consider, and might still consider, playing Invoked Rajin. The Wind Barrier statue does lock you out of only special summoning. So being able to Alistair and then just Invocation with something that they have in the grave to help make the Rajin. It is a good card, it's a Book of Moon, but that's just a one matchup thing, and I don't think I'll end up doing it. But I have considered it, and I might test it in the future. Last fusion card we run, of course, the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Again, only made this like 1 or 2 times today. Mainly when this got stopped. If this gets stopped, this is your backup play, and if you can OTK through it all, you could potentially do both going first as well. There's a lot of versatility that you can do with this deck. Now, I don't own the Admistus link, so we are playing Almirage Secure Gardener, and I actually would recommend you still play both of these, as your only fire target to help make Purgatrio, although, again, I didn't make it today, is Ash Blossom. Having that Almirage is an option because the looming fear that this can be over an entire board constantly is a threat to your opponent. Bird Up is a prime example. Again, didn't need to do it today, but the ideal Bird Up board would make like Appaloosa, Wind Barrier statue, maybe some Tri-Brigade links underneath it. It loses to a single negate. If you can negate that barrier statue and go into Purgatrio, it can beat over the whole board. And they do have follow-up plays, of course, but you could quite easily just do enough damage to where the follow-up plays just aren't enough. So having that Purgatrio option in the Almirage instead of just running the Admistus link is probably better, and I think I would stick by playing this. Verte Anaconda, like I said, only made it a few times. Morningstar, now, back when I used to play Mekknights many moons ago, like I said, original stuff, Extreme Force, OG player, this was my go-to. This was the link to. I made this so much. You make this a lot more in Pure, which I might play next week. I've not decided yet. I was supposed to be playing Pure this week, but my 3rd copy of Blue Sky didn't show up, which I've just purchased. I had 3 Mekknight cores when the first pandemic came down, I sold all of my other Mekknight cores except this original one that I had, and I've just swapped it between Pure and Invoked since. And basically, because I only played 2 in the Invoked build, and it was the build I was playing at the time. This was probably before Gearsu come out. Or imagine just after Gearsu come out. I just didn't bother getting Gearsus, and I didn't bother getting my 3rd Blue Sky back. So Pure is, in my opinion, better and is my favourite build, so we'll definitely be playing it at some point and profiling it. But yeah, I didn't make this once today, is the moral of the story, which is a real shame, because he is a really good link to for Mekknights and does become a problem for some people to deal with. Top of that, the Hulk combo is in this, which was a part of the Effect Veiler. So Hulk, your target for it is Effect Veiler, and basically that being able to summon Effect Veiler helps you climb up into access code, Cross Sheep and Nightmare Phoenix as 2 generic Link 2s. This thing won me the game today. I ended up making Mekkaba underneath this, reviving back Effect Veiler, which I hard drew, even though it's the only one of, which allows you to basically climb up into these. For those of you who don't know, Selene just requires a spellcaster monster. Can also use Alistair to help make this. Wow, that glare is... Oh, it's a different level of glare today. Oh, that's not an improvement at all, is it? Ah, you'll deal with it. It's there. Yeah, you can use Alistair to help make this. Basically, she gains a bunch of counters equal to spells, and then you can remove 3 of them, both your turn and your opponent's turn, to special summon a spellcaster from your grave. This, of course, only requires 2 effect monsters. So, in the ideal world, you can make Hulk in any way, shape, or form. Whether that's just like specking a Mekknight and then normal summoning a hand trap. Hulk will get you your Effect Veiler. Veiler and this will go into Selene. Selene will then revive back Veiler and go into the access code. Access code will be on 5,300 and will have at least 2 cards to pop. That's the ideal world, and there is a play with this that comes up that doesn't use the access, the Hulk, which we'll show after, which is the Trickstar combo. Borrow Sword, last one. I didn't make it at all today. There's not really much to say. It is Borrow Sword. Side deck, triple copies of Nibiru was in the side. Sided this twice today. Gamma and Driver, didn't end up siding it. Don't think I would cut it. We did opt for 1 Mystic Mine. I, in theory, could just take out the Korrabane and the Light Stage, play this. Was going to consider playing a set rotation as well. A little bit controversial. Dark Ruler no more. Dragoon is running around wild in this format. This is a good stop to it that allows you to completely combo. Again, also stops Bird Up, stops a lot of things. And then 3, there could be only 1. I wanted a going first option. Your deck can play around this so easily. Purple banishes for cost to search another Mekknight, summon it, make a generic Link 2, because you know you've got what we got here. We got Machine, Fiend, Beast, Machine, Plant, Cyburst. We got so many varieties. It is a Link climby deck. There can be only 1 is very good in Mekknights, in my opinion. And last but not least, to round it up, was the Red Reboot. That was the deck. First place, like I said. We went 2-0, 2-1, 2-1. Bird Up was a matchup. Numeron Guru was one of the matchups as well. Quickly going to go ahead and talk about the combo. So if you open up this, you're a blind second deck. This is ideally what you're going to end up doing. You're going to probably end up hand trapping your opponent to death. And if you have hand trapped your opponent to death, maybe you've, maybe you've got an Ash in the grave, or maybe you've got, anything in the grave. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Terraforming will search you your Magical Meltdown. Meltdown will, of course, search you your Alistair. Alistair will, of course, search you your Invocation. But what you're going to do before you normal summon the Alistair, once you've Meltdowned, you have this in hand. You're just going to Light Stage. And Light Stage will get you your Korrabane. And Korrabane will, of course, summon. Korrabane is slightly back here. Summon because you control no monsters, or, of course, the only cards you control are Trickstars. This is, of course, like I said, a light target as well. Normal summoning Alistair as well will come up as well. And then you end up linking both of these off into Cross Sheep. and then you end up basically making a Mecha boat under the cross sheep and reviving back a hand trap, basically. If you end up reviving back an Ash or anything like that, so what we'll do is we'll say we'll banish both of these. Both, where's Mekkaba? Mekkaba's right here. All of your hand traps are actually tuners. Bell, Ash, and Veiler, they're all tuners. So all you have basically need is any hand trap. You revive any of them back. Doesn't have to be Veiler. We'll go for Bell because it's, the most generic. These will then make Hulk. Hulk will get you your Veiler. Veiler will go into Selene and go into Access. From here alone, you've got the potential to now pop 3, and you're going to have more than 8k damage on the board. That's in the ideal world. That's just a bog standard combo. But that's been it for me, guys. Like I said, first place. Every Saturday we will do a little deck profile and just talk about the locals as we go ahead and do it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out last week's deck profile, which was my second place locals, with giant ballpark of all the decks. Fun decks. Also, make sure you stay tuned for Wednesday for episode 8, of the Monopoly series. Episode 7 went up this Wednesday, so yeah. Speaking of Chris, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace!